Hi, and welcome to another episode of Money Talk. Today, I have a very, very special guest. Now, you know that I love to talk about my favorite topic money. We've had a lot of guests on that have talked about their products and their services that can help you make money. But today, you're going to find out how you can find some free money. Now, who's down with that? Today, I've got Jacques Skuteeki joining me, and in just a moment, we're going to get started. So I've got two requests for you. Two, I want you to stay tuned because we've got some really exciting things that we're going to talk about today. And I also want you to like and share this video because you're not going to want to keep this to yourself. So stay tuned.
Linda gave me the courage, the confidence to move forward.
And after I was finished with Linda Kaye's training, I was at the next level.
It's Linda Kaye. But when you trust that piece of you that says, I got something to give, I have something to say, you know you've got something to do.
Get on your feet, shake your hands in the air. Welcome to the stage, Linda Kaye.
Well, we're having a few technical difficulties today. Today, I am recording over in this apartment. Actually, no, it's a hotel room. And the network is bloody slow. And if you've ever had to deal with a slow network, you know what I'm talking about. But have you ever had to do that when you're doing a live performance? Well, let me just tell you that whether you're given a strong or a weak uh, reason to make excuses to not just be there, well, that's just not possible. Here on Money Talk, we go whether we're ready or not. So, ready or not, here we go. And we are going to welcome to the stage, welcome. Jacques,
Hello.
there you are. Okay, well, that worked.
I'm here. I'm here.
Jacques, how are you? I'm so excited to see you. And I'm even more excited to talk to our audience about what you do. What's the name of your business?
Our business is called Your Business Nation, and our main platform or main marketing message is 12-step cash flow. That's the name of our service.
You mean you've got a 12-step program for cash flow?
Mm-hmm. And it works. Yes.
Is the 12-step because you've got spendaholics?
Yeah, that's a good point. I like that one. I guess to make it easy, we use 12 step because we do 12 steps in our whole process. And it happened that it comes with the, Alcoholic Anonymous, whatever there's other programs out there using 12 steps. And we decided to adapt that marketing name. Yes.
I think that's such a great idea because most of us will never admit that we're spending too much. But, Lord, I just love the thrill of a clearance sale, or I love the idea that a vendor came to me and said, well, if you'll just buy these three, you'll get five when you really only need one. Don't we just all do that in business, Sean?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
What would you say the biggest problem with business owners is and cash flow, besides not getting enough of it?
Our slogan is leads fall through the cracks. That's the slogan we use, and that's why we have 12-step cash flow to resolve that problem of leads falling through the cracks.
You've got to be kidding me. A lead would fall through the crack. Why do people do that? Why do business owners do that?
Oh my God, I love your question. Here we are. You go to a networking event, you go on these Zoom events, you get off the Zoom and you have like 5 or 10 people. What do people do? They're going to call them, they're going to text them, they're going to email them. Out of 10 people you reach out to after a networking event, you don't have more than maybe 2 or 3 that are going to respond to you. What do you do with the other, 7 or 8? I think you disappeared here. Oh, you're back. You're back.
Don't
You're
worry,
back.
Jacques. If I disappear, you're on stage all by yourself. So keep talking. Let it
Okay.
roll, babe.
Okay. So what happens when you go to an event, whether it's live or an event that's virtual, and you're trying to follow up? Okay. So you reach out to those 10, 12 people, and how many are going to get back to you? About 2 or 3, maybe, or 4. And then you go to another event and to another event and to another event. So at the end of the week, you may have connected with, or at the end of the month, with 50 people. And how many people got back to you? Maybe 8 or 10. Okay. And that's why we use that slogan, leads fall through the cracks. So what do? We use a system like 12-step cash flow that allows you to capture those leads, nurture them, and make sure that now you can sell with less resistance because they like, trust, and understand what you do. A lot easier to close.
It's so much easier. And you just bring up a really good point. When we think about selling, we think about, oh, well, we're just going to pitch something and somebody's going to want it and need it. But that's really not how people buy. The psychology of buying is buying through people that you know, like, and trust. And that's only made in connection. That connection is made through communication. So tell me what your system does to help people get there and do that, because that falling through the cracks thing, you and I both know it's a numbers game, right? And so as a numbers game, if we don't follow up on the 1 out of 10, we don't know which 1 out of 10 is going to respond, do we?
No. And when we do what we call it digital marketing, we have our white label program or white label digital software that we call 12-step cash flow. But what's really, really important is to have automation in the background of what you're doing to make sure that each of your leads are being followed up after you've met them. And the secret is not to sell. The secret is not to send emails and text messages and, landing pages and all that stuff. No, the secret is whatever you share with those leads is you're educating them. You're not selling. You are only talking about benefits and what's in it for them. When you do that, then you build a captive audience. They want to see your next email that's going to come out in 1 week or in 1 month. You're captivating your audience to be more educated on how what you sell, your product or your service, can really resolve their pain point. So it's about education, not selling.
Most people don't do that. When I think about a landing page, I think about, oh my gosh, a sticky eyeball that's going to capture a lead. They're going to go down the rabbit hole and go capture whatever it is that I was giving away. And all of a sudden, I'm caught up in a VSL, a video selling letter. And then I start getting all of those Grant Cardone emails, 50, 60, 70. And then I've become overwhelmed by that. And then you'll find people that will go the opposite, the extreme, that says, oh, I'm afraid to give them something and give them my best stuff, because if I do, they might steal it. They might take it. Or if I give them my good stuff, they won't need me. That's just not true, is it?
It isn't, because listen, we go, you and I go on many, many, many free webinars. Some last 3 days, some last 3 hours. And
we're exhausted from them too, I'm going to tell you.
Pardon me?
I said, and we're exhausted from them too, I can tell you.
Yeah, and they show you all these slides, and you can do this, and you can do that, and you can do this, and this is how to do it. And what you notice is next day you have another webinar, or next week you have another webinar. You are not going to take a half a day of your business time to understand how to implement what they just taught you. Plus, you have to learn how to implement what they taught you. They're saying you can do this. Like, we have Google Business Profiles, right? I'm going to share with you how to optimize your Google Business Profile. I know you can't do it because you don't have the time to do it, right? So that's what's happening out there, is that you get information overload. You take these notes and you do not have time to implement what they taught you, because you don't know how to implement that. You know you got to do this, you got to do that, but how do you do that?
And you bring up a really good point too, Jacques, because not only does the active listeners start paying attention to, what the content is? They realize that they need something. They don't really have a plan to be able to implement that. It isn't that they don't have the time or they don't know how to implement it. It's that they don't know the why, because the how can come later. If you don't have a plan, you're going to be all over the map, aren't you?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's so funny, we just implemented an affiliate program a couple of months ago. And the main reason was that I wanted to have an affiliate link, right? So I can cross promote my stuff on other platforms. And we shopped around for
Wait
close
a
to
minute,
a
Jacques. Explain to our audience, what is an affiliate program? Some people don't sell programs.
For example, if you're a speaker or you are a coach, whether you're a yoga teacher or an exercise coach or a mental coach or a business coach, it doesn't matter, right? When you offer a service that's going to empower a business owner to be more productive and be more efficient, make more sales, then you are a coach. But a lot of coaches, they would love to be promoted on other platforms. They know other speakers, other coaches that have a similar audience to them, right?
Tell me
And
more.
and they don't know how to reach out. So now they start shopping around, and now it's $500 a year or $500 for one time setup fee. And now you have what, 5 hours, 10 hours to learn how to go in a back office and set it up. And you may have a virtual assistant that knows that. But my virtual assistant, there's a lot of things they don't know. There are a lot of things they do know, a lot of things they don't. So here they are taking, 5 or 10 hours to set everything up. So I said to myself and my team, let's offer an affiliate link that is very, very KISS. Keep it short, sweet, and simple. And that's what we do. So what you can do now is you can invite whoever you know in the coaching or your chiropractor, whatever is out there that and they have a similar audience to what your service is catering to, and now they can put your link on their website.
I like to think of that as co-opetition. So oftentimes we think of like-kind vendors or people that offer like-kind services as our competition. But in fact, they will do something just slightly different or a little bit better or fit a niche audience that will really be helpful, that will help us also as business owners expand our own business. And we get a little bit of short-sightedness on that. So I love the idea that co-opetition through affiliate links will help spread the news about your product and also make you some passive income that you weren't expecting. Maybe you've got a course online. Maybe you've got an event where you've got to get some butts and seats at your own event, and having somebody else do that, we sometimes short circuit or short sight or short sheet ourselves, Jacques, by saying, okay, it's only $200 or $197 to go into this event, and if I give 40% to the affiliate, then I'm only making $151. Wow. Okay. And that's really short-sighted as an affiliate, because you want to encourage. How much would you pay? What would that lead be? What would that lead cost you if you did a Facebook ad, right?
And you only pay when you sell. So you're increasing your sales. It's very cost efficient, right? You're expanding your reach and your exposure. But what's really even more important is that you are being endorsed by a third party. When you're being endorsed,
that is gold. Say that again, Jacques.
When somebody is promoting you on their website, on their social media, in their emails, right? Because they like, trust, and understand you. Now you are endorsed by that person who will make money with you if they sell to their audience.
Now think about that for a second. Let's say you are a well-known speaker and you have an affiliate link that you've invited people to come and do, and you've given your link to other people. Think about the cross-pollination that you got of these audiences, whether you're sponsoring the event or not. the fact that you have now the capacity to be able to reach and grow your audience, you can't do that. I mean, you really cannot do that in a Facebook ad, in a YouTube ad, in any other way. And what you just said was golden, because there is no stronger connection than a referral of a successful person referring your business to another person, because now they've already known that they know, like, and trust that person that made the referral. It's like a solid in. Your odds of being able to close business have now gone up, haven't they?
And there's no extra marketing cost. The extra marketing cost is only when you sold your service or your product. So that 10 or 20 or 30% is only paid if you sold your service. So this is a brain dead marketing opportunity where there's absolutely no risk, zero risk.
We're doing lots of other brain dead activities and spending money to do it, aren't we?
Yeah, and the way we do it, it's a little bit different. You know, we do with a landing page, and you have a short video of you saying, "Hey there, you know, this is what we do, and this is how we do it. Check it out, and I'm going to give you a special discount because you're referred by Dr. Such and Such or this speaker, and you're going to get a special discount from me." And so yeah, that little short intro video is very powerful. So now you warmed up that audience. If they are interested in what you have to offer, now they're going to go to your short landing page and understand the benefits. That's what we do. And again, with another short video, 30 seconds, 1 minute, saying, "Hey there, this is what we do, this is how we do it, and this is what you're going to get out of it."
Now, this is an interesting concept, because I think many people are very familiar with the VSL. They may not know what a VSL is, but a video sales letter. So let's say, for instance, you're surfing a website like YouTube or Facebook, and let's just YouTube for an example. It has an algorithm. It knows what you're looking at, and now it starts serving up ads, and you click on it. My daughter loves to call it clickbait. And she's always amazed at how many bags of dog food and other things that I have purchased because I go down that rabbit hole. But we seem to be losing our sight for, or our patience, or maybe our attention span for these long VSLs. And so this short form that you're talking about is really an interesting concept. Is that what's trending right now?
Well, you know, if you look at the statistics out there, people have an attention span of, you know, like 5 to 10 seconds.
Wait a minute.
Well,
I heard goldfish, which is kind of embarrassing that a goldfish has a longer attention span than me.
most likely, yeah, because we're overwhelmed. We're overwhelmed by all the stuff that we see. And what we've noticed by very short videos of 30 to 50 seconds, we can see the open rate, we can see how long they watch it. And we're also noticing, because of those short videos on our landing page, our open rates are always anywhere at the low end between 20% and at the high end up to 50%. And this is sending this to strangers.
Those are big numbers. Jacques, that is a statistically high number. And
I know.
And for those listening, you're thinking, well, if I was speaking then, or I'm talking to somebody one-on-one, I might have a higher closing rate. We're not talking about that. We're talking about driving cold traffic to a site, or even through a referral or the affiliate program, and now getting a 40% open rate. That is phenomenal. It is incredible.
If they have met you once at an event, whether it's a live event or a virtual event, if they met you once, and in your delivery of what you do, they see there's something in it for them, when they come to your landing page and they see you again for 30 or 40 seconds with saying, this is what you're going to get out of this presentation. You're going to get this, that, and that. Check it out. That's when you get the open rate, because you already set the expectations that they are going to learn something about how it can improve their life, their business, because they're going to spend 2-3 minutes with you. And that's why the open rates are high, because right away you set the expectations. You're not selling them. We are educating them to understand how their life, how their business can be better, because they just listened to what you have to say.
You just proved the fact that people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. And so if somebody can see you on a video and really decide, hey, I vibe with them, I like them, I like their attitude, I like how they present themselves, or as you just said, there's something in it for me. Well, let me just tell you that if you come across as somebody that they don't want to do business with, they don't care how much it's in it for them, even if it's free. So how does somebody do that kind of a short form video that gets the attention of the audience in the positive way that they want to, so that they can get past that and right into the message? Do you help people with that?
Yeah, what we do is we do a strategy session to understand exactly the customer journey. Okay, what are the main benefits of your customers when they do business with you? So we strategize on saying, okay, here are the 5 benefits. What order do we need to use to deliver those benefits? So it's not salesy, because you're giving them bit by bit of information. So you're building trust, like, and understanding. And when they feel that you're educating them to understand how to resolve their problem, they want more. So there is a particular formula we have to follow in the customer journey that will allow your message not to feel salesy.
And I think that's important. Years and years ago, and I was just talking on stage about this. Years ago, I was going to night school. I was going to law school at night, and I had a day job, and I had to. I sold a really incredibly boring piece of software. It was junk, a magnetic backup tape to IT professionals. Now, I can't think of anything more
Boring, yeah.
boring, right? But I recited a pitch, or a template, and it was designed and targeting a profiled prospect. And all I did was follow the formula, and it was magic. I didn't even know what that thing did, let alone who these people were. But the formula just simply worked. And I sold my first $50,000 product. And I'll tell you, I had to put the phone on hold, and it was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. Right. So formulas work, and they really, you got to test them. You got to try them. So what do you think people's biggest resistance is to being on camera?
The biggest resistance is people think that they look in such a way, which is a story they make up. They look too young, too old, too this, too that. And that's not true, because the more authentic you are, right? The more authentic you are, the more people are going to like you. And if you screw up a little bit with what you said, or your hair is not perfect, or your collar is crooked, people like that. They say, hey, that guy is human. He's real. She is real.
And they're just like me.
Yeah. And, I just, something popped up in my mind here. When we started, talking about follow-up after a one-on-one meeting, a one-on-one Zoom, there's only 8% of people that really follow up. 92% will drop the ball after a second or a third attempt. Now, imagine if you're meeting 50 people a month, and all of those 50 people are being followed up with automation. Can you imagine how many people now you can have a conversation about your solution, compared to when you met somebody before automation, and you exchange a business card or a digital business card, and you left them a message or a voicemail or a text or an email, and they don't get back to you. Now automation will get back to them after 2 or 3 days. Hey, Heather, I was just wondering if you got my information I texted to you, and I offered you the 5 ways to blah, blah, blah. Did you have time to look at that? Let's have a conversation. So every time we follow up, there's an invitation for a conversation. That can be on the phone. That can be a short video that will show you or show them how to implement those 5 pointers or the 2 ways to do this or that. When you share knowledge with strangers, they start to like you. They want to find out more.
You know, it's interesting too, because what you're describing is something that I call an 8-point touch, right? And you just said the magic words: people give up. They give up too soon. I mean, there are cases of this throughout history, right? That people have just given up. They were just that 1 inch away from getting through the tunnel, and they have given up. We give up so easily at too, and I think we tend to internalize it. Well, they didn't get back to me because they didn't like me. They didn't respond to me because I'm not confident enough. I didn't get a response because, or they didn't buy it because my product's not good enough, or it's not. There's always this psychological thing about what we think is the issue when it's really not the problem. The problem is that, yes, people are busy, and people need multiple times and multiple angles to see who you are. What is it? And how, and as you said, what can you do for me?
Yeah.
What you're describing sounds really expensive, is it?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Because most business owners are challenged by 2 things. Number 1 is time, right? So they
Right.
don't have the time to follow up. Or the other thing is they don't know how to follow up. They don't know how to follow up. And because they don't understand, I mean, MailChimp is great, you know, but it's just a little bit obsolete on how you're going to create momentum. We have our packages, you know, are a couple of $100 a month, and they include a lot of stuff. We combine a lot of technology, and we have, matter of fact, we have summer promos going on right now. We have different services. And if people cannot afford something, we just put into place some financing, 0 interest for 12 to 18 months. You can get anywhere between $5,000 and $50,000. Number 1.
What?
Yeah.
This is
5.
crazy.
0 interest. I mean, you still have to pay the capital every month, which is 2% of what you borrowed, right? And no collateral. And you will know within about 2 days if yes or no you are approved, and then the funds will be delivered to you. It depends on the situation, a couple of days later or 1 week later.
Jacques,
And
you were describing, you're making it really hard not to do business with you. And I think that's a really fundamental point that I want to make, is that the easier you make it for people to do business with you, the more likely they're going to want to. Now, let's run some numbers, because I like to talk about money. So let's just say on a couple of $100 a month campaign that you could be running, somebody goes out and speaks, or they go out and they meet at a networking event and they feed you, let's just say 50 people, 50 contacts. Out of those 50 contacts, I think it's a numbers game. So maybe out of the 50 contacts, there might be 2 people that respond and there's going to be follow-up. But the rest of those 48, we don't know at what point they could possibly respond, right? Yeah. 2 are immediately interested. 1 we close. The others you continue to work through. Now, let's say that you did this and you wanted to increase the campaign. And let's just say that out of those 2, maybe you sold a 2,000 seat into your membership site and all of the other things that go in your library. I have one of those. Okay. So for a couple $100 to get a return of $1,900, that's phenomenal. What could I do if I increased that, took out a loan, and started really maximizing your system for what it can do? Walk me through that.
You know, there's a few answers I have for you, but what I do know, what I'm noticing is that our software, our concept will auto finance itself within a couple of months. Okay, especially if you're a coach or a speaker or whatever you sell is a couple of $1,000s. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I don't like to use that word as saying you have to be stupid not to understand. But what I'm saying is that, like, the numbers are there. You know, when you get an open rate minimum 20%, and you build that audience, and you're always networking, you're always feeding the system, there's no way, if you know how to close the person, if you know how to close the sale, because some people don't know how to close a sale, but if you really know how to close the sale, there's no reason why out of 100 prospects, and they are qualified, right? You met them at an event and you know that they have a problem, they have a pain point, and you know that your benefits will resolve that. When they're well qualified, out of 100 prospects, it's impossible that you're not going to close at least one, if not 5. It's impossible.
Oh my goodness.
Because we warm them up. Now, don't forget, no today is no today. When they say no today, they do not feel the pain today. But when it's the first of the month and they didn't have enough sales, right? And they want to have another speaking engagement or another coaching contract that's going to bring them a couple of $1,000s, that's when they think of us as saying, oh my God, she has been sending me this information. She has taught me that by buying her services, right, I can get that extra sale. That's when they call you. And now if ever is say, I don't have that money to buy your services, then you can always go through our option of, it's called mycashflowfunding.com, and they can apply, and they will, it's a no-brainer in regards to if you really want to grow the business, your business, and you want to think of different ways on how to do that. We have a complete, simple solution that touches a couple of angles of your business that will help you grow. It's a simple.
So Jacques, I can't believe that our time is almost up. So I want to know, how do people find you? Where do they reach out to you at? Where's the best place to find you?
It's very simple at jacques360.com, JACQUES 360.com. We have a couple of summer promos going on right now that gives anywhere between $100 and $250 discount on our monthly fees. Whatever, and then we can have a conversation, make sure that we fine tune what we do to make sure that we are addressing your pain point so we can bring your business to the next level.
Well, numbers don't lie, emotions always do. And a good salesperson always says, no just means not yet. And so, Jacques, I really want to thank you for joining me today. You told us about so many things, how to make money with an affiliate program, why people are not following up on things, and how to find your business a lot easier by coming out and finding you at jacques360.com. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you again.
You're so welcome. So welcome. So I would like to thank you all for joining me again today on this great episode in Money Talk.
Do you like to talk about money? If you do and you'd like to be a guest, contact me at lindakay360.com.